Put it in, put it in, put it in. We're drinking summer shandy on Thursday. We so motherfucking out here though. We never been this out here. Woo! What you know about Leonard Skinner? The whacker the intro, the hotter the verse every time, baby. Well, I've been working like a working man do. Got my act together, gonna walk all over you. Pressure pushing down on me, pushing down on you. Shit, let's raise the roof. Woo! About time, it's the era of the rebels. Cloud nine in the air up in the vessels. Generation fearless, got a taste for weirdness. Flow on fire, that's the way my beard is. Hard times, jump starting the grind. It's all good, y'all. Things fall apart sometimes. Let it go, let me know when you're ready, though. Don't push me, cuz until the edge I'm close. When the time comes, ride for something. Or live to be 90 and then just die for nothing. Speak their heart, your baby, speak their mind. And I'ma play their part, and I'ma freak that rhyme one time for you. Rhyme one time for you. I'm an island, man. There ain't nothing else by me, man. And I drink enough whiskey to float a battleship around this bitch any motherfucking how. Wow.
Welcome to the Miserable Retail Slave Show. This is a special edition of the pod. Something called the History of Unimportant Things, Tommy. The Hut, if you will. Do you know what the Hut is?
We've done that before, haven't we?
Well, we did the butt before. The Battle of Unimportant Things.
Ah, okay. I think I might like the history of better.
Yeah,
I'm a big
this
history buff.
excellent. Well, this is the history, an entire episode dedicated to the history of unimportant things. And this time, we are looking at the history of the most unimportant thing there possibly could be. The history of the Karen meme.
Oh God. Oh no. That got played out so quick. That was like the Karen meme was like the early 2000s Lil Jon, where somebody in a bar went, yeah, and another one went, okay.
You know,
I wanted to shoot myself every time somebody fucking yelled it.
You know, right before I quit the retail paradise that gainfully employed me, I heard a couple of a 20-something do that to a 30-something. I couldn't believe it.
Oh, it's probably funny now.
Yeah.
If I heard it in a bar right now, I'd probably laugh. But when I heard it for the 70th time, and it was only fucking Thursday that week.
Right.
Although I do have to say, I think Karen probably is the best name for that character. Did I lose you again? God dang it!
No, I'm here.
Oh, okay.
I was taking a drink.
Yeah, I think Karen probably is the best name.
You think so?
I don't know if they could come up with I know a couple Karens, and they're not like that, but it is good.
I was going to ask you if you knew any native Karens in their natural habitats. Yeah.
The Karens that I know, they're okay. But it's just such a good generic name, and it fits the age group, I think, pretty well. So
I think you're right. If you're unaware, I mean, if you all search long and hard in your memories, you will recall that Karen is a middle-aged white woman who is outspoken, entitled, and she asserts her dominance with a signature short bob haircut with different variations of parts and spikes and highlights and sassiness, you know.
Hoop earrings,
yeah. I would say that was an important Karen trait. I think, though, Tommy, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think the Karen haircut at this point has to be an evolutionary trait, right? Like, rattlesnakes evolved into having rattles on their tails, And skunks involve those stinky glands that aren't farts, but imagine how stinky a skunk's fart has to be if they smell like that bad already. Smell that bad already. But I think Karen's evolved a defensive haircut to warn predators away, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it's always the same. It's never a surprise.
It's never a surprise. You can see them coming. So that's why I think that the hair is like a defense mechanism. Like, back off. Give her some room.
I think the meme had to have started. Let me take a guess with that meme that said, "May I speak to the manager?" And it had the lady that she was around before she was like the original Karen, the OK, if you will.
The OK. How about that? Oh.
You know what meme I'm talking about?
Yeah, I do. Absolutely.
She's got the RFB, the resting bitch face, or the RBF, resting bitch face. Yeah, I think didn't the Karen kind of spawn off of that?
Yeah, it did actually. I guess we'll get there. But you said your Karens don't act angry and almost reptilian in nature like a Karen meme, right?
Right.
Yeah, I've known a couple Karens and they're not, I don't know, aggressively ridiculous. So
right. But I don't think you can point that down to like one name, though.
Oh, we're gonna try. We're certainly gonna try. That's the whole point of memery, right?
Yeah, we did this before, and I can't remember what we were talking about, but we came up with Bev. I can't remember. Do you remember that?
I do remember that. Yeah, that was a long time ago. God, it must have been in like year 2 or 3, but I saw...
What trait did we give the Bev?
Well, I said that Bev probably emerges from the womb fully Bev, like she pops out of the womb looking like a middle-aged woman with glasses and a frumpy haircut and gross, bland clothes. And always pays with a check wherever she goes. If you
smokes menthols, right?
Yeah, if you're a Bev, you're like Benjamin Buttoned right off the bat into looking fully Bev. So
you go to name it. No, that's Bev.
It's got to be a Bev. I mean, there's no other name for it.
I'll call this Chris. No, Bev.
No, it's got to be Bev. According to the Atlantic.
I have an Aunt Bev. She's she's super cool. Not anyway. She's actually really cool. So.
She's not fully Bev?
No.
Excellent.
There's outliers in every situation.
Okay. Fair enough. Did I lose you?
No.
Okay. According to the Atlantic website, which is a fantastic magazine that you should all read once in a while, one phrase above all has come to encapsulate the essence of a Karen. She is the kind of woman who asks to speak to the manager. So
yes, absolutely.
Yes. These Karens, they wish to conjure a manager out of thin air like an overbearing wizard and, just go over your head, basically. Like a Karen's entitled rage is usually directed a working class member of society, and they always aggressively suggest that every wish should be granted, and that wish should be granted by the authority at the top of the food chain and not the mere peons and peasants who allegedly don't know any better.
Yeah, it's always like, the Karen's always like the mom that just, I don't want to say it because it might be sexist and mean, but to me, it's always like the mom that just realized she can't have kids anymore.
Oh, yeah. The soccer mom without any kids playing soccer.
Yeah, right. Like they're like, but she's not able to bear them anymore either. So she just like doesn't know what to do. She's mad at the world.
Yeah. I guess we'll get.
You're right. Her kids are gone to community college now.
And they're smoking dope in the backyard and
driving around in a 10-seat empty passenger van.
I need someone to discipline. So she takes it out on the poor innocent retail workers.
Oh, do you watch the TikTok? Do you watch TikTok?
Do I watch the TikTok? Said the oldest man in America.
I love it. I love it. I can get lost in TikTok for hours. It's my favorite thing now. I like it even more than Facebook. But there was a Karen on there last night. And she was yelling at the drive-through lady, and because she wanted a cheeseburger, and she's the one that screwed up the order because she didn't say vegan cheeseburger, but she wanted to talk to the manager anyway. And when the lady told her she was the manager, there's no way you could be the manager.
Yeah, isn't that fun?
It was quite Karen.
I saw a Karen in action on Black Friday. She was walking around in a crowded Target without a mask on. And
Karens don't. They don't mask.
Right. And so a Target worker walked up to her and said, "You're going to have to put on a mask on. And in the future, I encourage you to shop either our curbside service or shop online, because everyone that enters the store has to be has to wear a mask." And the Karen said, "Do you have medical personnel on staff? Because let me tell you something. If I put on a mask on, I will have a medical event, and I will have to have an ambulance nearby because I will pass out."
If you're passing out from a mask, you probably shouldn't be alone in public. You should probably be on the Amigo.
Yeah, what are you, a fainting goat? You pass out that easily? My God. And she was just going on. And of course she said the classic words, "Well, let me speak to your manager." And of course the Target worker said, "I am the manager. And everybody else here is wearing a mask just fine, and you can too."
Oh, perfect.
Yeah. I mean, I just wanted to trip that woman. I really did. Because I just can't stand it anymore. I can't stand people and their stupidity any longer. Nor should I have to deal with it. The New York,
Amen.
Yeah. The New York Times writer Sarah Miller called Karens the police women of all human behavior.
Oh, that's a good one.
I like that too. Like, they think it's their job to police society. However, they can openly flaunt the rules whenever they decide it doesn't apply to them.
Well, they're very important.
Yes.
I feel like every Karen had that Nextel phone in the late 90s, early 2000s.
Talking loudly on that two-way.
Yeah, absolutely.
The Know Your Meme website, which catalogs all the kind of gross and weird fringe stupidity of the internet, added Karen as an official addition to his ranks in 2014 as an offshoot of the "You got it right, Tommy, can I speak to your manager" haircut meme.
Yeah, I figured that was the same thing. I mean, that's what they just. I'm pretty sure they just named that meme Karen. They just named that lady.
Yeah. "Can I speak to your manager" was traced back to a segment of Twitter called Black Twitter, which was basically black people calling the overbearing, entitled, overprivileged white women by the use of the name Karen. And I mean,
that's cool. That's funny. So it was a black culture that came up with Karen.
Absolutely. And I mean, like we said before, it kind of fits, right? It's like naming a dog Jinx or a cat Whiskers. You name a dog William, and it's just fucking weird. But man, Karen fits white privilege to a T.
I want to hear Dr. Penrose go off on a Karen.
We should have had Dr. Penrose on. We can have Dr. Penrose on talking about Karens. Yeah.
Does he still do the podcasting?
He's always doing a podcast. He's always spouting wisdom.
Good.
We haven't talked to him in forever.
He's the first person I ever heard shoot your shot.
I know, me too, and it's my favorite thing. So
it was funny because we thought it was like some new thing, but he was laughing at us because it's just something. Because we're just so ignorantly white.
Yeah, that's exactly what we are. Ignorantly white. Very much so. Apparently, the use of the name Karen has been traced back to 2004's Mean Girls movie, when a character says to a character named Karen, "Oh my God, Karen, you can't just ask someone why they're white," which was a line of dialogue in the movie, and Black Twitter maybe ran with that. So thanks, Tina Fey. You gave a little title to all the screeching, demanding harpies out there with the asexual haircuts. Thank you a lot.
With the Bon Jovi haircuts.
Yes. Are you in Whitesnake, Karen? What's going on there?
Karen Coverdale.
Yeah. Speaking on Karen is an extension of Black culture, giving a title to overprivileged white women. Meredith Clark, a researcher at University of Virginia, a researcher of media studies, says the cultural reference has always been there. It just hasn't always been so specific to one person's name. Karen has gone by different names. Back in the 90s, when Baby Got Back came out, it was Becky. There will be another name. And I do remember Becky as a thing. Like, even as a white dude, I think I called ridiculous women Becky.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
But yeah. Oh my God, Becky, look at her butt.
Yeah, I remember calling ridiculous women Becky's. And I think that's a difference though. I think Becky's are like silly and flighty, and I think they'd always lose in a fight against Karens.
I'd see that.
Yeah. Doesn't it feel like though that Jaden is the next name? Like, it's the perfect. First of all, it's the perfect gender fluid name for our time.
Yeah, I was gonna say you could definitely be a boy or a girl.
Yeah, and
it's like Peyton, right? Peyton and Jaden is like the Tracy of the 70s.
Yeah,
because everybody knows a male. Everybody has like an Aunt Tracy, and everybody has an Uncle Tracy.
Right. Yeah. I knew a man named Kim that married a woman named Kim.
Oh yeah, that's cool. That's cool. It's like Chris and Chris too, right?
Yeah. I mean, for a while there seemed to be a tsunami of Jadens for a few years, and now that wave has subsided. But I think that they could grow up to be the next entitled culture.
I could see that because they're millennials.
Because let me tell you something, there ain't no black Jadens out there.
Jaden Smith.
Oh, I guess you're right. Oh man.
I know at least one other listener said it along with me.
They mouth the words at the same time, and now you're soulmates forever.
Oh, that's funny. But yeah, I think you're right. Jaden or Peyton would be a really good one.
Oh God. In an article named A Brief History of Karen from the New York Times, because this is an important thing to study. And I did research because, yeah, you know.
Washington Post says.
Yeah. Robin Queen, the chairwoman of linguistics at the University of Michigan's. I said that like Squirrely Dan for some reason. The Universities of Michigan's. Wow.
Take about 10% off there, Squirrely Dan.
Okay, well. She said that her research in the origins of Karen led her to a Dane Cook album. Oh, God.
Oh, no. I could see that, though, because Karen got so played out so quick, almost like all of Dane Cook's generic jokes.
In Dane Cook's 2005 comedy album, Retaliation, he had a bit called The Friend Nobody Likes. And he says, basically, that Karen is always a douchebag. Well, he's talking about a friends group that a group of friends always has that one person that everybody in the group hates, but they still hang around.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we definitely had that.
Oh, for sure. More than one person. Sorry, Tommy, it was you.
Dang it. I was gonna do the freaking bit. Damn it, Dane Cook.
Yeah.
That's how much of a hack I am. Yeah. I actually was thinking about this before, that I should talk about that one guy at the bar that comes in with like, hey, the party's here. And everybody's like, fuck.
Oh, it's different, I guess.
Okay.
Plagiarist.
Listen to the bit.
Yeah. His bit basically says, Karen is always a douchebag. Every group has a Karen, and she's always a bag of douche. Because you see what he did there? Every group has a Karen, and he's always a bag of douche. And when she's not around, you look at each other and go, God, Karen. Yeah.
God, that's not... God, I hate that Dane Cook got popular.
I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. I don't know what to say.
My favorite Dane Cook story is actually a story by Bert Kreischer. Do you know Bert Kreischer?
I know the machine.
Yes. Okay. Arguably, I didn't really like his last special as well as the other ones. And
oh my God! You know who did though? You know who did?
Who's that?
My fucking sister loved it. Like she doesn't even
Really?
watch. She doesn't watch many stand-up specials, but she was just dying.
Well, that's probably why she liked it.
Yeah, maybe so.
I mean, like,
Maybe so.
I don't know. The whole first 10 minutes is just him just pretty much being a racist. But if you watched it, I mean, not obviously, but it just sounded like that to me. He's making fun of a black guy at Starbucks. But anyway, I think Bert's very much funnier off screen than he is on. I mean, I shouldn't say off, but he's funnier on his podcast and his specials.
Everyone stop and appreciate the fact that Tommy said very much funnier.
Well, what would you expect? I didn't choose my words.
Yeah.
I just think, I mean, of course he's like way more famous than I will ever be or want to be, but and his background story is crazy. He got voted like the number one college party guy in the nation before he was even doing stand-up. It's amazing. But anyway, my favorite story about Dane Cook is Bert Kreischer tells a story about how he learned from Dane Cook because Dane Cook was doing stadiums, and he would watch the specials, and he would notice that Dane Cook would be looking at the people like way up in the nosebleed seats. And he's like, he couldn't see them, but he was taking the time and he was, acknowledging them, and he was almost like shooting the joke in their direction. So Bert was like, I was going to make this I'm going to make this special, and I want to talk to the people in the balcony. And so as he was doing the special, he said he kept looking up, and he would like tell the joke to the people in the right balcony, and then the next joke he would be telling it to the left balcony, and just really trying to involve them in the show and making sure that they knew that he liked that they were there. And after the special wrapped, he went back out on stage, and they had the house lights on, and there was no left balcony.
Uh-huh. And
I just always thought that was the best thing, because if you know Bert, now you can't even really understand what he's saying. He's laughing so hard. He's just, there's nobody there. It's just, I don't know. I just think that's great. So that's my favorite story about Dane Cook, which isn't even about Dane Cook.
Marion Eckert has a PhD in linguistics, and they consulted her in the same New York Times article. She analyzed the word Karen and says that the word Karen contains what's known as a voiceless plosive.
What?
Yeah. So here it is. She explains it. There's the K sound at the beginning of the word. When you say some consonants like K or a T, there's a complete blockage of airflow and a sudden release. Whereas a name like Cynthia has no stops at all. Karen is kind of a harsh sound that you can really spit out, and that aligns with the kind of person we are thinking about when we talk about a Karen.
Yeah.
Isn't that fascinating?
I see what she's saying. That's almost like the enunciation of the name.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cynthia would be like, yeah, Cynthia doesn't sound harsh, but Karen does.
I was at work the other day, and there's some construction going on around the place where I work, and I heard this one guy talking to his coworker. They're putting in God knows what, doing real manly stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And it was first thing in the morning, and the one guy, we'll call him, I don't know, Hard Hat.
I know Hard Hat.
Yeah. Hard Hat's like, man, she just won't quit. Talking about his significant other. She just won't quit. She's bitching at me nonstop. She's like, oh, where are you going now? Where are you going now? It's like she wants to put a leash on me. I'm like, I'm going to the fucking store. Is that okay? And she had the nerve to say to me, are you going to be like that when we have our baby? And I'm like, Jesus Christ. You know?
God damn it.
Yeah. And the guy's like, oh, man, I know. And then this is the part that's relevant. And then she's like looking at me, bugging me. She bugging me. She's like, so what do you think a good name for the baby should be? And I'm like, who the fuck cares?
Oh, Hard Hat. That rascal.
I mean, if we really dissect this, number one, you should care because it's your fucking child. Number two, you should care because it's your fucking child. Number three, you should care because it's your fucking child. And number four, we've seen how a name can completely ruin a life. For example, Karen, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Name your son Adolf and see how far he gets in this world. See what happens. Sure. Name your daughter Cinnamon and see where she goes.
Yeah. Same place where Hard Hat goes.
Right. Boy.
Going to the store. His wife Karen knows better than that.
Ooh. Cleve Evans, a professor at Bellevue University in Nebraska. Cleve studies onomastics, which is the history and etymology of proper names.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That is extremely boring, Cleve.
That is. And how do you get a degree in that? And can you imagine Cleve getting introduced to his beloved's parents and he studies names.
Come again?
Yeah, excuse me. I preferred if he was a poet. That would have been, I know what that means.
Oh, that's a good one. Wow.
Yeah. He told the reporter of the article, there are a bunch of examples of words derived from names. Names like Patty and Mick functioned as anti-Irish slurs in the 19th century, while Guido was a common slur for Italians. And of course, those were all names they were all popular names before that. Evans says the takeaway wasn't that Karen is an insult now, but rather that names have always been fodder for this kind of use. They are just another linguistic item that's possible to be associated with a particular group because of the perception that it's common among that group.
Says Cleve.
Karen itself was originally a Danish form of Catherine, descended from the ancient name Ekaterine, which Evans told me was often confused and conflated with a Greek word meaning purity. This does lend a bit of accidental irony to the Karen meme with its emphasis on morality.
Ooh. Pure bitchiness.
Yes, this is true. Here's the problem I have. If you see a bunch of memes with a woman that resembles you, are you going to back away slowly from that meme and do everything you can to like grow your hair out and not be that woman? Or are you going to...
No, you're going to defend it to your dying day.
You're going to fully embrace your Karen-ness. Oh, I see.
That's what a Karen would do.
Yeah. It's my right to be a Karen, goddammit.
Don't call me Karen, says Karen.
Yeah. According to The Guardian, in an article from May 2020 titled, "What Does It Mean to Be a Karen?" These are all real articles, by the way. I didn't make any of these up.
Fucking peer-reviewed scholar journals.
Yeah, that's right. The actual use of the name Karen peaked in 1965. In 2018, there are only 468 baby Karens born in the U.S.
That's not really surprising, though. I don't know any baby Karens.
Yeah. To break it down even further, New York Times says Karen was the third most popular baby name in 1965 and the 635th most popular name in 2018. Karen's sliding down that scale there, and with good reason.
Yes, sir.
I mean, all those sad, unfortunate babies born in the year 2018, damned to be memed for the rest of their days? Their parents should be locked away for cruelty, I think.
Yeah, it's almost like they just named them after their grandparents, right?
It's got to be it, right? I mean, if you really had to, I mean, you should have just went with like Catherine or Katie.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like, it's close enough.
Katie.
Yeah, close enough. You know, close enough to avoid a meme, for crying out loud. Because I expect pretty soon the name of Karen might become extinct. So you embrace all your beloved Karens before the sands of time hide them from history.
When you say like Karen's going out of style just as fast as Mark, would Mark be the male Karen?
Apparently Kyle is supposed to be the male Karen.
I could see, yeah. I have seen that. I agree with that, but I feel like there's a lot of young Kyles still.
There's a bunch of young Kyles out there doing Kyle things.
There ain't a lot of young Karens.
I
don't know.
I think you and I both agreed that the universal male name for douchebagginess was Chad.
Oh yeah. And that I have heard that one used quite a bit too. So
I have a scientific basis for the name of Chad being okay. I don't think I've ever told this story. So I was seeing this girl way back when, and we kind of broke things off. This was Angelina, if you remember, Tommy.
Yes, I do.
And we kind of broke things off, but kind of not. And it was a real awkward stage or whatever. And so she invited me to her birthday party. And I'm like, okay, I guess, you know. So I get there, and all her friends were there, and I'm just sitting there, and nobody knows me. And there were just a few of her friends, and a few family members were there, and then me, the odd man out. And her friends are like, oh, you want to go play darts? I'm like, no, I don't really play darts. Oh, you want to go play pool? I'm like, I don't really play pool. They're like, well, what do you do? I'm like, well, good question.
I wear carpenter jeans and polo shirts.
Yeah. I mean, well, in my experience, fellas, if there's not karaoke, I just sit here and drink a lot. That's what I do. Okay.
And if there is karaoke, I wait my turn and drink a lot.
Yeah, exactly. In both stages, most of my experience is drinking beer. So I don't know about your fucking darts, and I don't care about your billiards. So, but anyways, this random guy shows up that she had met at a Buffalo Wild Wings.
Of course, that's where all the Chads hang out.
And his name was Chad, and he sits down in all of his Chad glory. And
that's a Chad's natural habitat.
And he was instantly Chad, and he was like, oh, I'm Chad. You know, he shakes my fucking hand. And it was just the weirdest situation possible. And he was like,
American fighter shirt and bedazzled ass pocket jeans.
Yeah. He was wearing a polo, but I think his ass was bedazzled. Yeah. And he was openly flirting with her in front of me, and I was so angry and pissed off. Like, you, Chad, are the bane of my existence, and forevermore all Chads will be damned in my eyes.
I can hear Chad going, well, what's Randy going to do about it?
That's a fair point, I guess. Damn.
Oh, that's funny. You got chatted.
I got so chatted. British feminist Julie Bendel was quoted in the Guardian article saying that the Karen meme compares to the use of Sharon and Tracy, which you referenced earlier, in 1980s Britain. Apparently, those names were taken from a British sitcom called Birds of a Feather to dismiss younger working class women. Like, she's just with you for your money, bro. She's a total Tracy.
Yeah, I get it. Like my Aunt Sharon.
Yeah. She's a total working class woman, your Aunt Sharon.
Yeah.
She ain't sharing her money, I know that.
Oh.
But apparently Karens can be big in business for websites. Did you know this?
I could see where the cliche, the generic cliche catches on, because I guess we made a whole podcast about it. So why
That's
not?
true. Yeah. Chris Sievers of the Daily Dot told The Atlantic magazine, Karen does really well for us. We're always looking for the latest Karen.
Yeah, I can see that. It's very popular. Everybody can relate to it. Everybody has had an experience or has witnessed an experience with a Karen.
Oh my God, could this lead to copycat Karens? The one Karen to rule them all. Someone dressed up as the ultimate Karen, in all caps, of course, because that's how she types on the internet, because you know Karens type in all caps. Spreading vigilante entitlement throughout the country and punish those that just aren't management material. Could this lead to an abundance of Karens in the world?
I think so. And you know what it's going to lead to? Here comes Karen's daughter, Christy.
Every Karen has a Christy daughter.
I would think so. Yeah.
God, I can't even think of a Christy I've ever liked. Ugh.
Yeah, that's funny.
Ugh. Oh no, I take that back. There is a Christie I like. Just one of them though. So that's a short sample size out of all the Christies.
I just think what more of a Karen, that just sounds like a name a Karen mom would name her daughter.
Yeah. What's the name of your kin, Karen? Christy.
No shit. Christy and Chad. Christy and Kyle. Kyle and Christy. Chad and Karen had Kyle and Christy. They're twins.
My son Chad plays ultimate frisbee. He's really good at it. He's on a league. He's on a league.
Absolutely.
Even stores have begun selling Karen merch, like coffee cups and wine glasses. There was a Karen Halloween mask. Did you see that?
No, but that's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Does it look like Hillary Clinton or something?
No, she looked like a vicious she beast, really. Like it was like a Karen with a Karen haircut, but with a angry face, almost demonic. Yeah.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, there's an Instagram account called Keeping Up with the Karens who sells doormats with the phrase "No Karens Allowed" on them.
That's gotta hurt if you're like a really nice lady named Karen.
Yeah. What do you mean I'm not allowed?
I'm not like the rest. I married David. He's a nice man.
Stop stereotyping my Karenness. You have no idea what sort of Karen I am. I'm a high quality Karen.
Classy Karen.
Yeah, the Instagram account shows various clips and pics of Karens in the wild. The anonymous owner of the page, because he doesn't want to ruin his career, you see.
Yeah, very smart.
Yeah, says that he throws some of the Karen footage and pics that he gets out because he thinks they're staged. He says, I see thousands of videos a month. You start to develop what I dub a K-dar in how to distinguish a real Karen incident from a forced one.
I think Kardar would have been better, but Kardar.
K-dar. This is...
Yeah, Kardar works.
Yes. This is how ridiculous our culture is, by the way. Someone's making money off the fact that some woman got real angry at a manager and cut her hair short. And now thousands of people are profiting. It's quite amazing.
Oh. Yeah, it's weird. It's like I see it online now, and it's just it's so generic. But after this talk we're having here, I'm kind of more interested in the. I guess now that I'm very knowledgeable on the subject, I'm an expert on the Kareness.
You're becoming a Karenologist, is what you're becoming.
Yes, that's perfect.
Yeah,
I like that. A Karenologist.
A subreddit called "Fuck You, Karen" was created in December 2017. It has 500,000 subscribers, and it was formed in honor. It was formed in honor of a Redditor who complained about his evil ex-wife named Karen. It's owned by a 17-year-old boy who's become an expert in all things Karen now. He says, this expert, it's been a little bit wild seeing how the Karen archetype is increasing in the wild now. This is what the 17-year-old expert on Karen says.
It says Cleve.
Oh, God. I mean, how's your life going to go, boy, with your fuck you, Karen? Put that on a resume.
There you go.
It's gone even further now. In early July, a San Francisco Board of Supervisors, I don't know why I said it so weird, member.
You said they were like they're hat visors. Supervisors.
They are supervisors. They fly around and have capes. God, what a dumb show.
You paid for this, people?
No, they didn't pay for this. We're putting this out for free, but still, free is just for the birds, apparently. And so a San Francisco Board of Supervisors member, Shaman Walton is his name, which is a wild name.
Shaman.
Yeah, in early July, he introduced the CAREN Act, CAREN, Caution Against Racially Exploitative Non-Emergencies Act. The bill would change the city's code to punish people who call 911 and file false, racially biased complaints.
Oh, yeah, okay. I like that.
And he named it after Karen.
That's a good sign of the times. Huh?
It's a sign of the times. And of course, Karens are all up in arms. Like, haha, it was funny as a meme, but now we're a law. That's ridiculous.
It's like, Jesus, they've fallen right into the trap.
Yeah.
Can I speak to this shaman?
Yep. That's funny. Another Atlantic article called The Mythology of Karen. These are all real, I swear to God. Suggests that the Karen meme is a, quote, scissor, which is an idea created by the writer Scott Alexander. A scissor describes an incident or statement that drives people to such different interpretations that it can never be reconciled. So because women can be both the oppressed and the oppressor, Karen is a scissor. You see?
I see. I think he's right. Because it's not just dudes calling Karens Karens.
It's Karens calling Karens Karens.
that would be bad. Oh, wouldn't that be awesome if a Karen asked for a manager and it was a manager Karen?
When Karens collide. What happens when a Karen meets a Karen? Who wins?
Somebody should redo that Power Man 5000 song. This is what it's like when Karens collide. You ready to go? Because she's ready to go.
A Karen comes face to face with another Karen and they just spit bees at each other.
Oh, man.
Yeah, apparently.
Spit what at each other? What'd you say? They spit what?
Bees, like the Candyman.
Oh, right. Okay, yeah. The Karen. Yeah, okay.
The Karen man, yeah. Apparently, some women think that Karen is a misogynistic thing.
Yeah, I definitely could see that. That's why I was saying earlier.
Yeah.
Like, some of the stereotypes are like, ew.
I can see that argument. I really can. But
Sounds
also,
like it was made by a Karen.
Yeah, I'm also of the mind that that Karen wants to talk. Yeah, I'm of the mind that we need to have more fun in this world and not to get our panties in a bunch over everything.
Yeah, but Karens don't think like that.
No, they don't. They want to speak to the manager of the internet.
This is very, very serious here. Don't they know who they are?
I'll have you know I pay taxes.
Oh, no shit.
I've been shopping here for 15 years, you see. I've been using the internet for 25 years. You can't treat me like that. I have rights. My rights, my freedoms.
I always love it when somebody says, I'll never step foot in the store again, because the manager's always going, please don't, please.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, nobody wants to see you again, quite honestly.
Yeah, you spend $10 here every 2 weeks. We need you.
Quite honestly, if you work in retail and we remember you, it's always for a bad thing, and we never want to see you again.
It's very true.
Yeah, it's never. I mean, yeah, nobody wants to see you, so just don't. My favorite thing is always, well, maybe I'll just go to. Suppose you work at a Walmart and they're like, well, maybe I'll just go to Costco then.
Yeah. Right.
Okay.
Oh, maybe you will. Yeah, please.
Let me break it down for you. 1, I don't work on commission. I'm an hourly employee. 2, I don't own this store, nor do I have a financial stake in this store. 3, this store is owned by a multi-billion-dollar company and they don't give a fuck about your $20 either. 4, go ahead. Again, I have better things to worry about in my life than whether or not I see your face again.
When I was selling Harleys, we were actually trained, and I sold them at 2 different places. And every salesman that had more, I was very new, so most of the salesmen had more experience than me. But it was always funny because if somebody came in and they didn't like our price, and they would say, "Well, I could get it cheaper at Wolverine or whatever different Harley Davidson." We were actually trained to go. So yeah, go do that.
Exactly.
And it's always fun. And we were trained to do it. And it's always funny because the people would be like, "Whoa!" And then you'd find out what they really why they haven't bought from that place is because then they're going to start telling you why they didn't. So
Yeah, exactly.
it's a good sales tactic, but it was always funny to do it. I'd be like, "Oh, really? Wow, that's a great deal. Well, why didn't you? Why don't you right now? Like, why are you here?" Well, the guy at Wolverine pissed me off or something. It's always bullshit anyway.
Yeah. The Karen meme reportedly is going to inspire a new film that will focus on a character called Karen, played by the actress Taryn Manning from Orange is the New Black and 8 Mile.
Not Karen Manning.
No. The film is going to be about a racist and entitled woman in the southern United States called Karen White, who terrorizes her new African-American neighbors. The film will apparently see her make it her mission to oust her neighbors who are Black Lives Matter supporters. And it doesn't have a title yet, but I'm sure it's going to be called Karen.
There's going to be so many Karens about this movie. It sounds like they almost watch, because I never really necessarily until that fat blonde Karen called the cops on that picnic in the park a couple years ago.
Mm-hmm.
That was like the first time I associated Karen with racism.
Oh, okay.
It's just naturally like a bitchy woman, right?
Yeah, that's always what I've seen.
Right.
But,
so for them to make the movie all about racism, it sounds like they're really trying to get a bunch of feedback from the Karens.
Well, apparently,
a bunch of hate mail, if you will.
Yeah, apparently that is a byproduct of some Karens. Well,
I'm sure it is.
Yeah. Karens be Karen. They're caring about all the things they shouldn't.
Now speak to Shaman.
Oh, gosh. Do you suppose, Tommy, when a Karen reaches the pearly gates, she walks up to God and says, "I need to speak to your manager"? That's a thought I just had.
I am the manager.
Yeah.
You don't look like the manager.
Somebody put that in a New Yorker cartoon immediately.
Yeah, for real. Where's Gary Larson when you need him?
I know. He is off. What?
Were you a Far Side fan?
I don't know. I was at a library book sale a few years ago, and I bought like all of the Far Side books because they were like 25 cents. I stuck them somewhere and didn't look at them, but I think I should.
I liked them.
Okay. Yeah, I bought them because I knew what they were, and I'm like, well, they're 25 cents. If all else fails, I can, like, I don't know, sell them or throw them away or do something. I don't know.
Find my money back in the dryer tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. So, not out a whole lot.
I'll never forget this Far Side, and I probably told you before because I have to tell everybody when I think of it. But I had this Far Side calendar when I was a kid. It was just you rip off the day, this little desk calendar.
Yeah,
and I couldn't rip off the day of the one that had like a Delbert-looking guy, and he was looking at a computer screen, and it said dating service, and then it said no matches found. And then the caption was, unbeknownst to Jim, his soulmate lives in Guatemala.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you told me about that.
Yeah. Oh, that's the best.
It's I'll never forget. Best. Karen's soulmate's probably a manager somewhere, right?
Oh, yeah. They just haven't ran into it. It's the Karen that met her match with Chad.
Yeah, right.
Go get me the manager. And then Chad turns and he's got the sparkles on his jeans.
Right.
You can see his American Fighter shirt like underneath his blue vest.
Oh, boy. I think that about wraps it up. I think you know more about Karens than you ever thought you would.
I'm a Karenologist.
You are a Karenologist. Did you like this? Did you like the history of unimportant things, Tommy?
Did. I very much so did.
Yeah, I think we're going to do this again. And if you people like it, you need to tell us, and we will definitely do it again. So go to facebook.com/Miserable Retail Slave Podcast. Join our Facebook group. Follow me on Twitter at mretailslave. Tommy's on TikTok.
Yes.
For some reason.
Yes. And I thought it was Tom_E_Thompson. That's actually my Twitch handle. My TikTok is Tom_E_Thompson. I only have 2 up right now. Have you seen my second one, Randy?
I have, yes.
Yeah. I got ideas for more, but me and the girls just never get around to making them.
You can't spare 15 seconds out of your day. I get it.
My TikToks are very elaborate, and they would take longer than that. But
I'm still trying to get the hang of it. Trying to learn how to do things and what's.
I have no idea.
Yeah, I'm still trying to learn, and I know I haven't done it right yet, but I will eventually. I think. I don't know.
Yeah, I tried to mess around with it the other day, and I couldn't figure it out. But I'll have to. Maybe I'll do a little YouTube tutorial.
Oh, you're going to be on a program, aren't you, Tommy?
Oh, I am going to be on a program, but I can't remember the name of it right now.
That's great.
That's good. Yeah, Wednesday night, I am going to be on a program with the comedian, Detroit comedian Adam Walsh. He said we are going to talk paranormal. So,
okay.
I think it's called Talking Shit. Maybe is that what it was called? I can't remember.
Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah.
And
is that going to be live on the internet there?
I'm not sure. I know it's Wednesday at 10 p.m. So I guess you'll have to go. When's this coming out? Tomorrow?
Either tomorrow or Wednesday. Yeah.
Okay, so I guess go to the Facebook group because I can promote it in there anyway.
Yeah, we'll do that. What else did I have to say? Big shout outs to D-Boy for providing all our music. Shout outs to Brandon Chapman for providing our episode art for the Sergeant Slaughter episode there.
And shout out to the Epic Film Guys for being the Epic Film Guys.
Yeah, shout out to Big Nick for having a new program called Mr. Nikolai's Kitchen or something like that.
Oh, no. Really? Is he like a chef now?
Yeah, he seceded from the Epic Film Guys. He does his own thing now.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, we need to have Nick on again soon. There's a lot of people we need to touch base with again, like the Ranty Bastard and.
Yeah. What about old Doug? Where's he been up to?
Armchair producer Doug Goodwin. I don't know. I hear from Mrs. Doug Goodwin sometimes, but not so much from Doug Goodwin. But armchair producer Doug Goodwin is always welcome back.
Yeah,
God, it was like
Manager John.
Shout out to Manager John. Shout out to all our listeners. You're the best. Thank you so much. Go to our Patreon page, patreon.com/miserable retail slave. You'll find exclusive episodes there. We have 3 full-length episodes up right now. I'm going to put another one up that was unreleased from earlier this summer, believe it or not.
Oh.
Yeah,
okay.
I just lost all passion for everything and never put it out.
I know how that goes.
Yeah. I think I'll put that one out at the $1 level, so maybe more people will join up and see what we're all about.
$1? What a bargain!
It's a super bargain, right? We talk about if you like the history of unimportant things, we talked about Joey Chestnut quite a bit on that episode. So
I remember that episode.
Yeah.
Yep.
What else? I don't know. I think that's about it. We'll see you next time. Until then, stay miserable.